There exists a book buried in the dust of forgotten time, a book said to contain whispers from the universe itself. Inside it lie answers to humanity's greatest questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And where are we going? This book is real. Its name is Corpus Hermeticum. What is the Corpus Hermeticum? Imagine a collection of ancient writings, so powerful, so profound, that they were hidden away for centuries. Not to be forgotten, but to be protected. Protected from those who would misunderstand them, and reserved for those who were truly ready to awaken. The Corpus Hermeticum is not a single book. It is a sacred archive of spiritual dialogues, philosophical reflections, and cosmic revelations. Attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a mythical figure said to be part human, part divine. These texts speak in riddles and rhythms, revealing truths that go far beyond the surface. These teachings didn't come from temples of gold or royal proclamations. They emerged from the spiritual heart of an ancient world in transition. During the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD, when empires clashed and cultures merged. At the center of this transformation stood Alexandria, a city of light, learning, and legend. Within its scroll-filled libraries and temple chambers, the old world and the new world met. Egyptian mysticism, Greek philosophy, Persian symbolism, and Jewish mysticism all intertwined. In this extraordinary blend of thought and soul, the Hermetic texts were born. But they weren't written for everyone. These were not scriptures to be preached, but keys to be discovered. Hermes, known as Thrice Great, was said to possess the wisdom of the gods, and his messages were encoded in symbolic language meant only for the initiated. One of the ancient treatises declares, "The Egyptians have always kept their wisdom secret, sharing it only with those who are worthy." The messages of the Corpus Hermeticum are clear, if you have the eyes to see. They teach not only about the cosmos, but about the nature of the self, not about worshiping the divine, but about remembering that you are part of it. These texts were once hidden, passed from sage to student in whispers, rituals, and coded scrolls, waiting for the world to be ready again. And now, perhaps, that time has come. For centuries, the Hermetic writings drifted through time like sacred embers, dimly glowing in the shadows of forgotten temples and secret sanctuaries. As the Roman Empire gave rise to Christian dominance, anything deemed pagan or mystical was hunted, esoteric schools were dismantled, sacred scrolls were seized or silenced, and when the legendary Library of Alexandria fell to flames, much of the world's ancient knowledge turned to ash. But not everything was lost. Some fragments of the Corpus Hermeticum were smuggled out, preserved by monks, mystics, and scholars who knew. These words were not meant to die. They were meant to wait. That wait lasted over 1,000 years until a spark ignited in 15th century Italy. During the Renaissance, Europe stirred from its slumber, hungry once again for the ancient wisdom that once illuminated the stars. In 1460, a monk named Leonardo of Pistoia was sent on a mission by the powerful patron Cosimo de' Medici. His task? To search the East for forgotten manuscripts. What he returned with would change the course of history. Among the dusty texts found in Constantinople, Leonardo uncovered a Greek manuscript, attributed to none other than Hermes Trismegistus himself. When Cosimo laid eyes on it, he did something remarkable. He ordered his top scholar, Marsilio Ficino, to stop translating Plato, and to begin with Hermes instead. Why such urgency? Because the thinkers of the Renaissance believed that hidden within the Corpus Hermeticum were the blueprints of the universe, not just spiritual metaphors, but deep truths about the nature of reality, the soul, and the cosmos itself. Ficino translated the texts into Latin, making them accessible to Europe's greatest minds. The impact was immediate. The Corpus Hermeticum reawakened interest in alchemy, astronomy, magic, and inner transformation. Thinkers like Giordano Bruno built their cosmic visions around its principles, declaring the universe to be infinite, divine, and alive. For such beliefs, Bruno was burned at the stake. But ideas, unlike bodies, cannot be destroyed. Even Isaac Newton, the father of modern science, was deeply immersed in Hermetic thought, poring over alchemical symbols and secret laws hidden in nature. From underground circles to royal courts, Hermetic wisdom whispered its way back into the world. And its message was clear. The divine is not above you. It is within you, and the universe is not a machine. It is a living mind. Hidden within the Corpus Hermeticum are not just ancient ideas, but a blueprint for awakening, a map back to the divine source, written not in dogma but in universal principles that transcend time, culture, and belief. At the heart of Hermetic wisdom lies a single powerful truth. All is one. The universe is not a random collection of separate parts. It is a living, breathing unity, a reflection of the divine intelligence that created it. Spirit and matter, visible and invisible, above and below, are simply different expressions of the same source. In the first Hermetic text, known as Poimandres, Hermes receives a vision from a being of light. This being tells him, the all is one and the one is all. Everything that exists is contained within the divine, and the divine is present in everything that exists. This is the hidden code the ancients guarded, that the universe is not outside you. You are the universe. This principle echoes across spiritual traditions, from the Logos of Greek philosophy to the Brahman of Hinduism to the mystical teachings of the Kabbalah. But Hermes doesn't stop there. He reveals that the mind is the gateway to this truth. The Hermetic principle of mentalism states, the all is mind. That means reality itself. Everything you see, feel, and experience is shaped by consciousness. Your thoughts are not just personal noise. They are the creative force behind your life. Ancient Hermeticists understood this deeply. They weren't just philosophers. They were practitioners of inner alchemy, learning to master the mind in order to reshape their reality. Hermes teaches that the seeker must begin within. The average person, he says, is trapped in illusions, identifying only with the body, with desire, with fear. But the one who awakens remembers their true nature. You are light and life, Hermes declares, like God, if you so will it. This is not metaphor. It is the call to remember what has been forgotten, that the spark of the divine lives within you. To live in alignment with that truth is to begin the journey of spiritual rebirth, and that is where the transformation begins. The Corpus Hermeticum is not a book to simply be read. It is a book to be lived. Hermes never offered salvation through belief, but through a process, a path of self-knowledge, purification, and remembrance. The journey begins with a single powerful step. Know thyself. Most people, Hermes says, are trapped, not by the world, but by their own illusions. They believe they are nothing more than flesh and bone, chained to desire, fear, and the passing flow of time. But beneath the noise of the mind lies something eternal, a spark of the divine. And it is this inner light that the seeker must learn to rediscover. The man who knows himself becomes like God, Hermes declares, not in arrogance, but in realization. For to truly know yourself is to remember that you are not separate from the all. Yet self-knowledge is only the beginning. Hermes teaches that the seeker must also confront their lower nature, the parts ruled by ego, craving, and emotional chaos, not to destroy them, but to transcend them. This is the inner alchemy of Hermeticism. Just as the alchemist transforms lead into gold, the spiritual seeker transforms ignorance into wisdom, impulse into serenity, confusion into clarity. The mind must become like a still lake, calm, reflective, undisturbed. Only then can it mirror the truth. Hermes speaks of virtue not as moral dogma, but as spiritual discipline, integrity of thought, purity of intention, detachment from illusion. The seeker doesn't need temples, rituals, or external symbols. The temple is within, and the light, once buried beneath layers of identity, begins to rise again. This inner transformation is what Hermes calls spiritual rebirth. It is not a change of body, but a change of consciousness, a moment when the seeker is no longer bound by fear or separation, but awakens to their true nature as light, as life, as one with the cosmos. "O child," the divine voice whispers, "when you realize that you are light and life, you will walk the path of immortality." This is not a gift given, it is a truth remembered. The teachings of Hermes Trismegistus didn't disappear. They simply went underground, whispered from soul to soul, until the world was ready to hear them again. And when they resurfaced, they didn't just touch mystics and dreamers. They transformed the minds of scientists, revolutionaries, and philosophers. During the Renaissance, Corpus Hermeticum ignited a fire in Europe's greatest thinkers. Giordano Bruno, inspired by Hermetic unity, declared the universe infinite and alive, a bold idea that would cost him his life. But ideas are fire. They do not burn out, they spread. Isaac Newton, the father of modern physics, secretly studied Hermetic alchemy alongside gravity and motion. In his private notes, he searched for the hidden principles behind nature, believing that spirit and matter were not separate, but two expressions of the same divine intelligence. In the centuries that followed, Hermeticism evolved quietly, fueling the rise of secret societies, mystery schools, and esoteric orders, like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which shaped the work of Aleister Crowley, Franz Bardon, and others who pushed the boundaries of spiritual practice. Even the world of modern psychology was touched by Hermetic thought. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, wove Hermetic principles into his theories of the archetype, the shadow, and the collective unconscious. He saw the process of individuation, the journey to wholeness, as a kind of inner alchemy. Today, the echoes of Hermetic wisdom can still be felt in books, films, and even science. The idea that reality is shaped by consciousness, long taught in the Hermetic texts, now finds resonance in quantum physics and the holographic model of the universe. As above, so below. The all is mind. You are light and life. These are not just poetic phrases. They are the codes behind the fabric of reality. The Corpus Hermeticum may be ancient, but its message is eternal. That truth is not something handed down from above. It is something remembered from within, and those who dare to seek will find that the wisdom they search for has always been part of them. The Corpus Hermeticum is not just a relic from a forgotten age. It is a mirror, reflecting something ancient that still lives within you. Its pages speak not in commandments, but in symbols. Not to the mind alone, but to the soul that remembers. Hermes does not demand your belief. He does not ask you to follow. He simply invites you to awaken, to remember the part of you that is eternal, the part that is light, that is life, that has never truly been lost, only forgotten. The universe is not something outside of you. It is something you are a part of. It moves through you, breathes through you, and waits for you, now breathe, to hear its silent language. The Hermetic path isn't about escape. It's about transformation. It's not about worshiping the divine. It's about realizing you've been divine all along. So take this knowledge not as an answer, but as a key to open the door to a deeper truth that has always been calling you. And if this message stirred something within you, if it felt like a memory rather than a discovery, then you're not alone. There is more. On this channel, we explore teachings that were once hidden, wisdom that touches the edge of human understanding, and truths that echo beyond space and time. So if you're ready to journey even deeper into the mysteries that most will never reach, watch our other videos, discover ancient codes, sacred knowledge, and the forgotten blueprints of reality. And if this resonated with you, like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice might be the spark that awakens another soul. Thank you for walking this path with us. We'll see you beyond the veil.